What is up, guys? It is Brad back on the channel with another live stream. So, obviously, this weekend on Huddersfield Town's behalf, anyways, there's no league games because we and our opponent for this fixture have advanced to the next round of the FA Cup. So, we had an end-to-end game kind of at Barnsley, really. Not at Barnsley, at Burnley. Obviously, coming back from being 1-0 down with a rotated squad. I think the key in that game were definitely the substitutions. You know, bringing Sauber, O'Brien and Ward off the bench were massive for us, and it allowed us to kind of get over the line really in a game that a couple of years ago, especially in the FA Cup, you'd have just sort of thought, oh, Town are going to throw this, and it's going to be a waste of a trip. But we got the job done, and we advanced to the next round. Now, after that game, after the West Ham Leeds game, we drew Barnsley at home, which is pretty, it's pretty nice standard game, really. Championship opposition, and truth to be told, it's better than getting a Prem team and getting thundered and knocked out straight away. So we got Barnsley, and we've got a Barnsley fan on today. We've got Neil from Tykes TV. I'm going to bring him in just a sec. Again, massive thank you for 4K. It was a massive achievement. And I'm just going to introduce Neil whilst I create a banner and promote the stream. Then he can introduce himself.
Hiya, you're all right. Thanks for having me on, Brad. Appreciate it, man.
No, it's brilliant. You obviously had me on your channel, so it's always nice to return the favour. I mean, you know what? The best thing that we could obviously open up with, I've spoke about Burnley. You've talked to me about that absolute masterclass of a game that you obviously witnessed at Oakwell.
Yeah, Barrow. But yeah, it was a bit of I don't know how to say it really, because they went down 10 men for just after half hour, and it was, going 2-0 up, and then they fought back. You'd think that, league positions, but other way around kind of thing. You're playing against 10 men, no disrespect to Barrow, but, where we are compared to where we are, and for some reason, they scored. And I mean, throughout game, to be fair, there were quality goals on both sides. Ian Banks's lad, former Barnsley great, Ian Banks, is a stunning free kick. You couldn't take that away from it, but they were a cracker, Once that went in, Barrow brought a fair few. It just seemed to spark them into gear, and our heads went down. 4 apiece at full time, 90 minutes. I know it went to extra time and we went through 5-4, but on another day, 4 apiece, if it had been a replay, we could end up their place, and it could have been a right banana skin. So
yeah, you never know with the cup, do you? But so you agree it was more kind of a good Barrow performance, a good bit of goals from them, and not just that you were off, not that you were awful or anything, just they turned up kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, credit where credit's due. I think once you go 2-0 up, you expect him to come out at, blocks kind of thing. And with them scoring that wonder free kick, I think you just get him a bit of impetus for, belief. And he went 2-2, and he went 3-2, and it was 3. It wasn't like they weren't sitting back on the laurels. We're just going for it. They had not to lose. And when he went to 4 apiece, it was, bloody hell, here we go. Extra time, and it's what's going to happen, sod's law. But Carlton Morris came on. He made a few changes, what we normally do. Don't be all sides in FA Cup. Put a few young'uns in and change it about a bit. But
of course,
it's like I say, we went through after extra time, and full credit to Barrow. They brought some fans, we met noise, and like I said, playing best part of the game with down 10 men. I mean, hats off to him, you know what I mean? We're proper up for it.
Yeah, and it's always nice to see. Obviously, they couldn't get over the line, but it's always nice to see a team down in the lower likes of the leagues. Giving a game. And I mean, obviously, you've not had your best season, but to give any championship team a run for the money, being 10 men down for so long, it's inspiring. It's massive, isn't it? And it only happens in the cup because obviously you're never going to play anyone out of your league in a game other than a cup game, so you'll never get any kind of shocks really in the league unless it's bottom of the Premier League that beating top of the Premier League. Everyone can beat everyone. That's kind of the EFL message really. And for a team like Barrow to obviously give you a game, credit to them, like you say, hats off to them. So since we last spoke, there's a couple of things worth obviously addressing. We did our routine thing of bottling leads at Oakwell and gave you a point. Honestly, we love doing it. Honestly, sometimes like a charity, but we're not going to go there because we're obviously overachieving massively. And to be negative is something that we shouldn't be doing. I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I'm just as fickle as next man. Whenever we bottle it, I think that's it. It's done. Dreams over. And then next week we're going winning. It's back on again. That's how unpredictable football is, and it doesn't half play wonders on your head. So, somewhat, what's going on with you at the minute?
It's since Poyer came in, been well documented that he came in after shop and trying to change fortunes around. And it's not happened. His only win, if you can call it win after extra time, were against Barrow, and he's still looking for his first league win in league since taking over his first unofficial game against Fulham, and we're still looking for it. Poor transfer window. We've got two loan players in it on last day, and obviously, I don't know if you've seen on social media, and that discontent with some of the fans, with board wanting, members at board, that kind of thing, because direction it's going in, which is it's not great because stuff happening off at pitch. It's it's going to get through to players on pitch.
Definitely,
just a lot of unrest, and it's not a good atmosphere. And then CEO, I think it was about 3 weeks ago now, CEO came out after about, I think his Q&A session lasted about 2.5 hours, where they were basically it was an open forum. I think was something like about 400 questions just getting bombarded at him just to try and justify what's going off at club with transfer policy, closure of West Stand, and absolute loads and loads of different stuff. But we're still in the same position where we are, and a bit embarrassing when you got a team like Derby County who were minus 21 points. They've overtook us in league.
Of course, yeah.
So not good.
No, and obviously it's never nice to see a team that desperate for a win with their only win coming out against a team out of the league. It just really, honestly, I mean, I'd like to say, in a way, I've been there because obviously our second Premier League season, that was just a laugh. That was just like that was just like merit. That was just turn up and enjoy it for what it's going to be because we stood no chance. And I suppose you could argue to an extent that this league's easier to stay in than the Prem, but obviously the same rules apply, don't they? If you don't invest in the correct things, if you don't have a system that works, you get found out, and if you get found out, it's trouble. I've heard recently that you guys are switching stuff up a lot. Obviously, you will be doing to try and find something that works, but you're switching it up constantly, aren't you?
Yeah, that's one of the worrying things about it, or worrying, or not worrying, depending on what fans you talk to. But when Poyer came in, his identity was playing forward at back, and because we haven't got the kind of players or personnel to do that system,
you said last time you've not got
it's free at back.
Right, yeah.
So when it come up to January transfer window, we're thinking, right, we might be looking at players where he wants to play, but we played against. I'm just trying to think. It was Cardiff, and it was 3 at back. It was 5 in midfield, 2 up front. He's like shifted Callum Styles from out at left, just playing behind front 2. Just try and mix it up and trying to look for something what's going to work. But you're constantly like changing around to try and what system can we play, what players can we play in that position. It's still trying to find out his best 11 or his best formation. And it's like we're coming to that stage of the season now and it's still trying to look for it. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, I suppose one thing that's positive is at least you can laugh about it because yeah, that's exactly what I was just going to say. In Premier League, we had the exact same. We stayed at that first season, and then I'm not joking you. I think it was Brighton at home, and we just thought to ourselves, "This is it now."
Yeah.
And you just there's a moment where you realise, who knows at the minute? Who knows? There's there's light at the end of every tunnel. I mean, thing is with you, if you end up going down, you'll only come straight back up anyway with a bit of oomph. So because you always do, to be honest. So it's one of them, and and you've lost your last 5. You just can't get much worse at the minute, can it? I mean,
not really. I mean, only blessing disguise is that such as like Zelix, Andersons, Brad Collins, have stayed. The only players that went were Sibic went to Arts, Ben Williams went on a undisclosed fee to Cheltenham, and Dominic Freezer went by mutual consent. So, one thing is for me is that if we do go down, it's looking likely as we speak now, is that how many of them players come end of this window are still going to be here? Are they going to be wanting moving on? And it could be a rebuild job. Will Poyer end up going? So it's like having to restart again. So I think if you ask some fans, are we going to come up next season? I'd say vast majority say no, we'd struggle to get in playoffs because we can see something happening. As in, we don't even know concrete his manager what's going to be, and
of course,
his best players will end up going. I mean, Elik is a Polish international. He's not going to want to play in League One, is he? He's going to be wanting to go. But money talks, end of the day, doesn't it?
Of course it does. Yeah, that's the game nowadays. No, yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. Obviously, you've got teams like Sheffield Wednesday who are expected to go and run that league, and they obviously haven't. So, I mean, who knows? We've seen it plenty of times. We've seen 2 teams that are likely to go up and 1 underdog. So we'll just have to wait and see. And you're not down yet. I mean, yes, it looks likely, but there's been plenty of things that have been backed before and unhappened. It all depends. I mean, look at Wickham last season. They were dead and buried for a while, and last few games they were that far away. So we'll just wait and see. So obviously, like I say, we had Burnley. Somehow managed to get through a round of the FA Cup, which we never ever do. You beat Barrow. And then we drew each other. I think it was like second or something in draw. So I've just started the stream. I'm still on iPad promoting it all. And it's already been drawn. I'm like, all right. Barnsley at home, nice and simple. That is easy trek for both teams, really, isn't it? But,
yeah.
So how do you think you'll line up for this one?
I'm thinking he's going to be making changes because it always seems to me that we have like a league team and a kind of cup team, if you know what I mean, like in Carabao Cup and that. So I don't think he'll make wholesale changes because smallness at squad, but also with people, some players being out either injured or with COVID-related issues. So I think what he'll do, he'll probably change goalkeeper. He'll probably replace Walton for Collins. So them two will swap over. Maybe.
Wait, so Collins isn't starting at the minute?
I don't think. Oh yeah, Collins is starting, but I think he'll rest Collins and fetch Walton in because he played in last round at FA Cup. At back, maybe give Elik or Anderson a rest, and I think he'll bring in like such as Moon and that. Midfield, I don't know if he'd play Queenie, the 2 lone lads, Bassi and Queenie. I don't know if he'll play them. Up front, he maybe start Morris, but then again, he's been out of COVID-related issues and he came on a sub. So, Matty Wolf, he started against Bournemouth, young kid, and to be fair, he didn't look out of place. But in the following game against Cardiff, he rested him and he brought in Queenie on loan from Watford. So he was, I think it was just to make up numbers, but I'm thinking he's going to change it where it's going to be massive. I still think he'll still stay, but same system will play free at back. I still think he'll do that.
Yeah, but obviously, I mean, you've got quite good, obviously, knowledge of the team and what players you've got available. But even you there, just saying it might be this, it might be that. It's completely random at the minute for Barnsley, isn't it? You just kind of you're trying to find your rhythm, and although it's not really rubbing off, it's one of them really, isn't it? Where the longer you try, the longer you leave it, and you might be in trouble.
Yeah.
So, like I say, it's been a good season for us. It's been one of them really where we all expected us to go down, and we've all kind of ate his words really. The same thing happened when we went up the last time. Obviously, we're 5th now. We're unbeaten in 11. I can't even believe it myself. So I think we're like second best form in the league or something, only to Fulham who've won like the games that we've drawn or whatever, and no one's going to compete. No one's going to compete with them. So, but yeah, we're doing pretty good at the minute. Played 30, won 13, drawn 9, and lost 8 with a positive goal difference, which I'll tell you for Town is never a thing that just ever happens. We don't even know what positive goal difference is. We went up with a minus goal difference. That just says it all. We didn't even score a goal in the playoffs. Like that's how serious we are on that, Mark. So, like I said, I'm probably going to do something similar now. I'm going to try and predict our lineup. God knows where we'll go with this, because we had a pretty good deadline day, to be honest. I'll put my hands up when I'm wrong. I'll eat my words if I have to, but I've slagged people off plenty of times, saying this is wrong, you need to sign this person. And I'll happily say I was wrong about our recruitment. They've massively surprised me this season. They've not signed a bad player. You could class maybe one of the players as bad, and I'm not going to mention his name because he's really coming more and more better as he plays now. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not. I mean, there's one player obviously I'd say is at the bottom of the pile, but I'm not really worried about a lot of them. Is my point. I mean, you can't fault the signings. Obviously, we got Turton in. I'm going to be honest, that's the player I'm meaning, but he's coming good now, so I've got no problems there. He's playing better each game. We got in Matty Pearson from Luton, obviously. He's been solid. He'd had a brick wall if it were in front of him. Got Tom Lees at Sheffield Wednesday. Now that was a weird one because we all thought, he's in his 30s now, surely be past it. And I mean, do you know what? Fair play to him. He's been absolutely, apart from one mishap at Reading, he's been solid. He's not put a foot wrong all season. Same applies for Sinani from Norwich. Ward we got last season, he's somehow transformed. Rhodes got his first goal against Derby on Wednesday night. And we've got in that Jamal Blackman from who was formerly at Sheffield United and that team down the road that we both don't like very much. And then we got in we got Karel Eiton, who was playing with us in lockdown, and then he went to Genk, and they've ripped up his contract, and we've got him back. So we've had their pants down if we're being perfectly honest. So because we've got him on a free when he would have cost about $4 million back then. So 6-month contract. If he gets injured all the time, we can let him go. If he plays brilliant, we give him 2 more years. It's a win-win. I just don't see how anyone related to us can lose out on that deal.
No brainer, isn't it, that one?
Yeah. So having said that, I'm putting him on the thumbnail. I would probably start. I'd start Blackman. I've heard great things about him. Experienced goalkeeper, played at Chelsea, played at a variety of clubs in different leagues. I've had nothing but good. I'd probably start. What is it? Pippa, who's recently come back from injury. Then I'd give the other 2 centre-half spots to. I'd give it Lees and Naby Sarr, along with Josh Ruffles, who we got from Oxford. Then on the wings, I'd probably go right wing. I'd go. It depends what formation we play. We've been playing 4-4-2 a bit recently, which I quite like. It's nice. It's a nice standard formation to sometimes go back to. I'd probably play Sinani on the right, Karoma on the left, Eiton and Russell in the middle, with Danny Ward and Rhodes up top. We've got to give Rhodes a start, haven't you, really? If he's just scored, you want him to kind of, respectively, you want him to kind of firmly, double that again against York. So probably a 4-4-2, I think we'll go with. We're a bit like you, but obviously on the other end of the kind of spectrum, really, we're trying to be a bit unpredictable for opponents, because with our system, if you just defend, you've got us. Then if you defend, you're laughing. But then on the other hand, we've got where we come out all first half, then we defend, and then we go and bottle it. Then because we're trying to hold on to leads. So we've never played a 4-4-2. We've only played a 3-4-2 on a 4-3-3. No, mate. Literally on Wednesday, he played a 4-3-3. He played Hogg, O'Brien in middle, Holmes left, Sorber right, Sinani and Ward up top. Sinani just sits a little bit deeper, so I can get why you think it's a 4-2-3. And he didn't put that. It could be classed as a 4-2-3-1 maybe, but it is a 4-4-2 kind of when we're attacking. Town in great form. Barnes are not doing well. Town playing a lower team in the league. All set up perfectly for a Town loss. I tell you something, mate. He's got that spot on. I swear he has got that spot on. Yeah, Carlson said Blackman will play tomorrow. Could tell him in turn. Hope Danny Grant plays tomorrow. Yeah, that's another thing. I'd like to see him on the bench. So tell me, mate, who should we look out for in what's been a bad season? Who's hungry? Who's got a an axe to grind, a point to prove?
I think if Carlton Morris starts, he'll be one to keep an eye out for.
He scored against us previously, didn't he? I think it was him.
Yeah, Carlton Morris. He picked up his injury first game of the season, and since he's come back, he's looking sharper. And
yeah,
he were on bench because he'd been out with COVID-related issues. He were on bench against Cardiff, and it was something like after first 10 minutes, one of our Cardiff players got injured, and he went down. Like when an opposition player goes down, it's like, oh, they all go to the manager's dugout and everyone drinks water. I kid you not, Carlton Morris were off at bench and they were on taking Devante Cole rate talking to. You could tell him, run channels, and I'm thinking, that's a manager's job, but yet a player what's wanted to play is actually telling his own fellow colleague, and I'm like, do you know what? And as soon as he came on, he were in ears at players, he were pulling them about, and I'm thinking, I want him to start. But again, I don't know about match for tears kind of thing. But I think Morris, Styles, Benson had a decent game, passing ball about. Again, he's only just come back because he's been out with injuries and stuff. Depending if Queener plays, I know it's supposed to be like a forward, but for some reason we played him in midfield, and nobody could pick him up. He was dropping shoulder, doing runs, or taking men on, he touch, spraying ball, unbelievable from one end to other. I'm like, why has he not been starting for Fulham?
Because
I think he only played about 4 or 5 games at Fulham. Watford recalled him back, so wanted more game time, and he came and he's like, we'll have this all day long. So I'm hoping, but then again, he might be on bench. So, but I'd say Morris, Styles, Queener, took out for players.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard good things about that Styles and Benson. I've heard good things. Obviously, in a season like this, what is key isn't always about. And even you know what I say a lie. It's for us as well. You're not even bothered about the ability half the time. You're just bothered about the passion and the work rate. A lot of people believe it's 50-50. I actually believe more on the kind of 60-40 kind of margin. Really, if you're putting the effort in, the quality will come with it, and that we've had that. I tell you, one man for that, Danny Ward. Beginning of the season, I'll admit, I slated him. I said, why are we playing him up top? And we always get ball to him. He's 5'11". He's not going to win headers. Since then, he's scored some right goals, and I mean, like, to a point where we're like, kind of like, who is this kid and where's he come from, kind of thing. Hat-trick at Reading. We've not scored an hat-trick since Danny Ward scored an hat-trick 10 years ago. So that 10 years ago, that kind of says it how it is, really. I was absolutely speechless at Reading. I could not, for the life of me, say, how is this guy where's he pulled this from? And he's been scoring odd goals on and off, really, throughout games. Credit to him, he's got 10 goals, and anything over 5, really, Championship, you can't ignore it. So, and he's grafting. That's the main thing. He drops into midfield. We have a very big habit of playing wide, even though the centre might be on. We always play wide for crosses. So if Danny Ward drops into like an attacking mid-roll, plays it out wide, and then he's blistering, straight through. Blistering straight through to get back in. He's got an absolute bullet header. We conceded in the first minute against Blackpool when we played them at home, and I'm not joking. 2 minutes later, bang, Toffel, inbox, perfect ball, and Ward with a bullet header. So he's it's like Blake said there, born with no legs in August was Ward. But he's improved massively. I think if I had to say our players at the minute who are, kind of on it, there's one name you won't like very much is O'Brien, who scored at Oathwell. He's a good little player. I'll be honest, I've slated him in the past, saying like last season he did take a bit of a down kind of spiral, but this season he has been Mr. Consistent. He deserves that respect now. He's the captain when Oggy don't play, and fair enough. I can't undispute that. He's been brilliant. When a Premier League team like that, those weird lockdown road want him, it's kind of like it must be summer. Yeah. I think Nichols, I would have probably said our keeper, but he won't be starting. I will give it to Blackman. So, Sorba Thomas, I'm sure you've heard plenty of stuff about that lad. When he's not on it, he can go quiet. Like every player, I remember plenty of times we played Hull and Jared Bowen were just, it wasn't there. It were empty. But when he's on it, that's when it's you know what I mean? You're just kind of like, here we go. Blackpool, prime example. Scoring 2, winner in 84th. Burnley away, he didn't even score, but I think he assisted both. Yeah, he did, and he did one of them. He did one of them crosses. Where ball drops to him and he hit it on volley or half volley, and it drilled across the box. No happened from it, but we just all thought, all someone had to do a breathe on that, and that we're in. And we could kind of tell that the game was shifting from there. Probably won't start, but like I say, subs were key last time. We brought him, O'Brien and Ward on, and that were it. Burnley they were done for. As soon as we got those balls in the box, they didn't even know what to do. And I'm not joking, mate. They had their best team on. They had Pope in goal. They had Tarkowski, the lot. They had
more or less for like Premier League's proper team.
Premier League team, and we've gone and stumped them like that. At the time, they couldn't buy a win. I probably haven't won since. But like I say, it's one of them. We'll just have a quick look at comments. If anyone wants to put a prediction in, we'll see what you guys put before we obviously make ours. So we'll just get some predictions in. But are you going tomorrow, mate?
I couldn't get a ticket. We'll sell out, and there's been a fair few Barnsley fans what's been like that as well. It were a couple of days ago, I think beginning of the week, where I think about 1,800 tickets had gone. When we come round to getting it, me and my son, we were sell out 2,300. So when we inquired at club, said, we're not getting any more. We're not going to Huddersfield and not asking for any more allocating. And it's been on forums and that, but a fair few people have been wanting to go, and we've been saying, well, why can't you ask Huddersfield if you can have a couple hundred more? But for some reason, club weren't going back to Huddersfield and asking for them. So there's a bit of, not a discontent, but a bit upset, because one of the lads who I've been talking to, he was going to take his daughter and his son. We're all going to go through, because it's a Yorkshire, Yorkshire derby.
It's a nice little trip to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's on train or car or whatever.
Yeah, it's a shame, because I've always gone with my son to Huddersfield. It's one of them clubs where you go and it's friendly banter, you can have a drink.
Yeah,
it's a decent walk and all, you know what I mean? And my son, he managed to get time off work, so everything was like tipped up. And when we went to the club, we're like, oh no, we've sold out. I'm like, you're joking me. Have you? Well, we might be, we're not really sure. But then, has it got? I think it was Thursday. I think it was yesterday, Wednesday or Thursday. No, sorry, Wednesday, because it was after Cardiff game. They put a thing out on Tannoy, sold out, no more. I'm like, great. You know what I mean? No more tickets to sell out. Which I was surprised with. I thought I would have gone back and got even if it had been another 200 or 300, whatever, I think we'd have probably sold them.
Yeah, a strange one that, because I would have thought would have given you the whole end. If you're going to sell it, maybe you have sold out the whole end. I don't know. Maybe we get. I did hear we gave you more, but I don't know. Did we give you more or more? Kind of like the whole end. Like, but yeah, like you say, it's always a nice little game, nice little friendly banter, and always a stone's throw away transport wise. So no one ever really misses it, to be honest. Just looking at some predictions now. It's not going to cover your lot in a lot of glory, to be honest. But
it's all right. I'm not expecting out any different, to be fair.
So Huddersfield Town fan channel highlights gone 3-1. Carn Lister has gone with a 3-1 Town as well. 2-1 Town with a rotated squad. I mean, they're all backing you to score. So I don't like doing predictions anymore, to be honest. I can't tell this side of the season. This is what I mean, man. It's just crazy.
At least they're honest.
Yeah, exactly. 2-0 Town. I think 2-0 Town. if I had to choose, we'll go to you, Neil. What do you reckon?
Obviously, I'm going to say a winner now, but I'm going to be outnumbered on your channel. But I think that's my heart rather than me head, to be fair. I just said I'd like to. I think it's good. All I hope it's going to be a decent game. You know what I mean? Because I think we're going to rotate our team around, and probably your will and all.
Definitely.
So I don't think there's going to be much in it. I'd say one apiece, but I can see Town winning probably 2-1. I just think if you score first, I think that'll be it. I think if we
you
score
say
first,
that,
yeah,
you say that.
Yeah, you didn't watch us against Barrow, though. We were 2-0 up against Barrow, and we ended up coming back like so.
Mate, just obviously, like I say, you won't be there, but just wait and see on Sky. We'll just hold your breath, because I tell you something. It got to a point where I have a mate on Snapchat. I renamed him 1-1 because every away game we went to, it ended 1-1. Every game was 1-1, and it's like every time we score at home, it's kind of like we look to each other and go, yeah, here we go. It's not long now, but because we sit off them and we'll let teams that can pass the ball, play the ball. Obviously you look at the league table. There's teams like Swansea. They can play the ball about. They just can't score. So that's why they need to point off us, because they can clearly create things. They just can't seem to score and score again. Otherwise, they'd have probably won that game, to be honest. So obviously you go for a 1-1 and a 2-1 time. I mean, that wouldn't be embarrassing or anything for either team. That'd be a good little game, good little challenge, and obviously one has to go through kind of thing.
It's just getting bragging rights, isn't it? Who's going to get that?
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's 3 games, isn't there? So it's the best of 3 really for us, isn't it? So we've kind of got it where it's obviously we've drawn. We need to win one, and then we can kind of, as long as we draw next one, kind of we've done it, haven't we? HFC 248 is going with a 4-0 Town, with a bit of luck, with a bit of praying. Rhodes will score again. Hopefully he does. 2-1 Barnsley from 1-0 up. See, we know better. We know better, mate. Tom has gone with a 5-1 Town. Ryan BFC Clark, who I can only assume is a Barnsley fan.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's very
very Ryan Darren Barnard, outside box mate, left peg. Yeah, remember that one? Yeah. Well, one thing, it looks like there's going to be a fair few goals in game anyway, so that's not too bad, is it? There's going to be some goals.
Yeah, it's always nice. You'd rather that than a 0-0, like our first game back against Sheffield Wednesday. We were just
ball draw and that, and it's
we had to wait till penalties. I'd always drive a draw again 1-1. Obviously, I wouldn't like to bottle it, but if we're conceding before 80, if you can accept it a bit more, right? And we're hitting 1998 anymore. I'm going to be honest. I'm feeling a bit confident for this one, but I don't like us. Whenever I feel confident, I feel a bit, like there's a catch. It's like,
when jinx it.
When you find a bargain or something and you think, all right, come on, what's the catch?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I'm gonna go with a 3-1 Town. I'm gonna say Rhodes is gonna score again. I'm going to back Aitin to get a goal, and I'm going to back Leeds to get a goal. And for your lot, if he's playing, I reckon Morris will get another one. Because like you say, once you're sharp, once you're hungry, once you're kind of on it and looking to be better and move forward, you're 50% of the way there, really. And obviously that's only one player and not the whole team. But hopefully for all your sake, you can kind of at least establish some form again and try and get some points
just
on board.
Being up for it, innit? Yeah, just being up for it.
That's it. And I reckon a lot of your fan base will more just be bothered about actually getting out. And, if you go down, you go down, but you go down fighting. You'd rather go down than just sleepwalk. It's awful. I've been there. It's just like I'm travelling to Brighton 6 hours to see us lose. I'm just sat there thinking, what are we doing?
Not good, is it?
Oh, no. Here we go. Clive's here. Oh, God. Oh no! See what I mean? They all know how it goes already. Oh no! Brad feels confident. That's 2-1 bad. Oh God!
What are you doing, Bradley? Are you converting to sport Barnsley now? You're converting them, mate.
honestly, they know better though, because every time you kind of have faith in Town. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to slate them because we've been brilliant this season. But I just thought there's a thing about at home as well. We don't do it as much away. We've done it away, but we do it at home religiously.
Just at the back of your mind, just something
It's
being
there.
away. Yeah.
It's like a lad outside to me said before Stearman got sent off on Wednesday night. He said this has got 2-1 Derby written all over it because they're sick of getting 2-2s at minute, aren't they? So we're kind of like, they'll do that again, but win it this time. But unless anyone's got anything more to say in the comments, unless you've got anything more to add, I think we can kind of round things up there.
Yeah, appreciate it for having me on, Brad. I've appreciated it. Yeah, it's been good, this.
Massive thank you for coming on again. I'm sure we'll get you on, and you can get me on for the next game at home. For the next game between us and Barnsley. You just can't predict this team. Do you know what? I think that's the thing that we'll share for this game. We'll definitely share
certainty in it. Yeah.
How are you doing, Ollie? Nice to see you. But yeah, that will be all from us today. It's been great to get Neil on. Go ahead and show the love to Tykes TV. And question for Neil: what's been your best game for Barnsley this season? There you go.
For entertainment value, I'm going to say Coventry because that's what first game of the season we won it 1-0. Apart from that, there haven't been many games to shout about. To be fair, it's just it's like what Brad said earlier on. You don't mind team if you're it all, and
definitely
you want to see effort and commitment and passion. You don't want them to go down without a whimper, and it's not help with having another manager come in, but. Coventry at the beginning of the season, so that was back in August. So it's it's a while ago.
Definitely got another one here for you, mate.
Question for Neil: what's been your best player for this season? Best player this season. Do you know what? It's an hard one because players have been suffering that much in confidence, and it's no disrespect to players, but I'm gonna say Brad Collins. I know he's had his wobbly moments, but Brad Collins, if it wouldn't have been for him, I know he's had a few blips, but change about what's going in front of him. I'm going to say Brad Collins. I think Morris would have been all right if he wouldn't have been out injured, but up to now, Brad Collins, and that's it all when your goalkeeper's, best player.
Well, do you know what, mate? Do you know what? The weird thing is, I agree, spot on. Our keeper is the exact same. Where we are, in a good way, because of Nichols. I'm not joking, you. That guy, there's a thing, I keep saying it in videos, people are going to get bored of me saying it now. Me and my mate, when we're at games, most of the time we're stood near each other. He has a kind of, we've got near seats, but sometimes if we stand elsewhere, might not see each other. But majority of the time we are stood near each other. And I'm not joking, every time a ball gets thundered into the box or Nichols makes a save, we both turn around and look at each other and just go, just like that. And people are going to think that there's something going on between us, but no, it's just, honestly, every time that ball goes in and Nichols is in goal, we're just not even phased because we know that he doesn't make mistakes, and the only mistake he has made was like against Middlesbrough in a game that we were already going to lose anyway. But yeah, and I've heard great things about Collins. He played very well in that game on telly against Stoke when you got a point there.
Yeah.
So I'd probably agree, to be honest. I've heard very good things about him. But yeah, unless anyone else has got anything else to ask or say, we will wrap it up there. Just coming up to that 40-minute mark. My pen's gone flying. Like I say, it's been great to get you on, mate. It's been great to talk Town and Barnsley. It's always a nice fixture to have. It's a shame you can't get a ticket really, but Town were poor midweek, barely created anything. Need a bigger performance this week. Show a little creativity, doesn't matter the form. Yeah, I mean, he does have a point to an extent there. Actually, we'll read that out obviously before we wrap up. We did create, but we didn't create quality. We kind of just put it in box and hope at best, and kept putting it wide and not really having much end product. So I get what he's saying there. We do need a bit more.
It's in that final third, isn't it? What really matters. Yeah.
We had 70% possession and so much more shots, but end of the day, only stat that counts as goal and how many key chances we have. True. Sam, you do make an interesting point there. Like I say, guys, it's been great to get Neil and Ty, obviously from Tykes TV on. Go and show them love and go and subscribe to the channel and do all those lovely things. We will be obviously at the game tomorrow. There will be a match day vlog out. Whether it'll be a good one, a bad one, or a ball draw, we'll just have to wait and see. The FA Cup really does have it all to show one final thing, we will ask Neil, who is going to be the upset this weekend?
I would have. I'm looking at the Kidderminster West Ham game, and I know it's nearly kick-off, but you look at that potential to be a bit of a banana skin there. I'm just looking at others because there's a lot of like Premier versus Premier, isn't there? You know, there's not many miles in it.
You've got the likes of Cambridge, Luton, Southampton, Coventry, Chelsea,
Palace,
Plymouth,
Hartlepool, and all, haven't you? So that's
and you know you never know in the cup because it's one of them things where Alt can go. I mean, look at the game that you had. That's just prime example of Alt goes. You know, and no matter what team kind of wins tomorrow, it's not a massive upset. Obviously, for you to get a win, it'd be massive for your cause, for your season, and for a bit of money as well. But but I don't think that'd be classed as an upset as much as come with some of these, and maybe can be. Which one are you going for? You thinking Kidderminster?
I'm going Southampton, Coventry. I think that might be a bit slippy because I think Coventry, because for we are in Championship, we're about some, you know, Matt Robbins is a proper knowledge about him. So I'm thinking that could be a big one. Southampton, Coventry, I'm going for.
Yeah. Obviously, like you say, make a good point about the manager. He's been doing good with Coventry. They're way higher than anyone expected, similar to our situation. They had a bit of a blip recently, dropping down to about 11th, but I don't think anyone at Coventry will complain about 11th. And obviously, they are a bit on the up at the minute, getting back into form. So who knows? They could do it at St Mary's tomorrow. Like I say, mate, it's been great to get you on.
Thank you.
Aidan Tykes, Barrow. It's been great to talk Town and Barnsley. I'm sure we'll talk again this season. For all of you who joined, if you haven't already, please do leave a like on this stream and comment anything after it uploads and now. Subscribe to the channel. We're aiming to get 5k now. We've just hit 4k. We're carrying on to 5. When we get that, I can't really set a goal because who knows when we'll get that. But yeah, massive thank you 4k. We're going to try and get 5. That's the big milestone. And that is all from me and Neil. Massive thank you for all of you who tuned in. And I'll see you tomorrow when we take on Barnsley at the John Smiths. Cheers, guys.